I see you, Adam.
Oh. I think we have this. We'll go ahead and start in another minute. If other people can join or try to join.
Spring break, right?
I feel like a lot of people are probably playing catch up today with the Indiana Lakes Management Society. Last week, a lot of our regular attendees were there, so
Yeah, that too.
Yeah.
I don't really have too much to add today, so we'll just be hanging out listening. So
Okay.
and I'm also traveling up for a conference today, so my whole day is kind of busy. So.
This might join, but I think that she might still be in a meeting too. She had a 9:30.
And we had the time change, so
Yeah.
That
All
sucks.
factors that are working against us.
Oh, we got our acts together.
Just trying to email Becca. Sure, she's in a different meeting. She's unable to join us.
Is she join?
She just sent me an email. Thanks for your patience, everyone. I think we just have a couple members that are trying to join. Yeah, it doesn't make any sense to me.
What's it doing?
I verified the meeting like 3 times. Because yes, Tech Services has to coordinate the room to the correct Zoom meeting number, and I looked at it and it, you know, everything had been updated, but
If they're having trouble joining on through their email, like calendar, they can try to join through the like event calendar on the county website, and then it might work there.
That's actually what I had to do. I was clicking on the invite, but
okay, let me try that. Thank you for that information.
Yes, of course.
Yeah, I had to join through previous email.
I'll let them
Just-
know,
I
so we
just
can see
sent
what's
you
going on
a-
with that.
and also Adam, I just sent you an email too with the event description. Yeah. If that
Okay,
helps,
thanks.
if that's
Ron.
helpful.
I can just forward that to everyone. Okay, here's. Suite members.
Hey, Adam, I went ahead and sent that to everyone. I know it's fun trying to run a Zoom meeting and send emails all at once. So
Yeah, thanks for doing that.
my pleasure.
Okay, we'll just give everybody a couple minutes. We've got Liz on here, so. Getting a couple or slides of people who are out of the office. Okay. I'm gonna give it one more minute. I appreciate everyone's patience while we work out the issues. So I will look into see what is happening with the link. Like I just mentioned a few minutes ago, I thought I had verified the links had been updated, but it was not. So I'll make sure I get that corrected. Okay, I think it's 10:40, so we have 5 suite members present. So I'm going to go ahead and get the suite meeting underway. Thank you for everyone's patience, and as Ron mentioned, yeah, like a Monday daylight savings time, and a lot of people are out for spring break, so not to be flexible. But it looks like a few of the items on the agenda have been updated via the Google Docs. I'm not going to read through all those, but looks like you know, there's a Region 4 workshop coming up March 20th, 23rd. Indiana Master Naturalist coming up March 21st, 23rd. So those are all available in the Google Docs. Doesn't look like we have anybody from Friends of Lake Monroe or Maggie's not on, but we had the Indiana Lakes Management Society annual conference March this past week, March 9th and 10th. So that was, I attended that with Kelsey and Erica, and Ron was there. It was a pretty interesting conference as far as having professionals, water management. You know, there was a focus on lakes, of course, but it was interesting to me to see some participation from watershed groups that, you know, this tends to lakes specifically, and you know, there's many of the same issues that pertain to streams that apply to lakes, of course, phosphate and nitrate loading, and what's the best way to rectify that, or you know, I will say the last presentation for the day was pretty interesting, where there was some discussion on what is the best way to take care of phosphate loading, and it seemed to me that it's important to have a watershed plan available that, you know, if you're going to chemically treat phosphate, that's an important tool, but that should be part of the watershed plans for that lake as a whole. But Ron, do you have any highlights that you'd like to bring up for in terms of the Indiana Lake Management Society conference?
I just really enjoyed it. It was really nice to get to kind of put some faces with names and meet some people that I have not met in person, but virtually several times. And I guess one thing I enjoyed was the legislative update. That was neat and informal. And I went ahead and signed up for the news alert. So yeah, there was a few things I thought were very interesting, and I did not know that there was discussions being had, and one of them was the septics, and so that was kind of cool. So that's it.
Yeah.
Thanks for asking.
Yeah, and Rebecca, did you have any thoughts on the conference?
I'm happy to see so many sweet members join this year. It was great to see you all in person. Really just going off what Tron said, the discussion on the legislative topics were worthwhile, and it was nice to meet Liz in person. She attended the tour of Griffey afterwards, so hopefully you enjoyed that and learned something from Steve. But big takeaway too is always learning how other people are managing their lakes, and I specifically was interested in Lake Lemon's management of their dredging projects. And as a lot of you probably know, Griffey suffers from the same issues, maybe not as vastly as Lake Lemon, but you know, we have sedimentation issues and our lake is slowly shrinking. And if anyone's been out to Griffey lately, you've noticed the wetland is grown and the willows are getting larger. And, you know, just networking with people who are managing similar situations is always worthwhile, and hopefully going to apply for some grants to help with Griffey's issues next year.
Thank you. Yeah, the legislative updates report that, and this that's available to everyone to review what legislation is being proposed and the status of it. So I can include some of that information on the minutes for today if anybody's interested in that. But looks like Friends of Lake Monroe also has some information about their cost share program, so that's available on the agenda. Christy, do you want to go ahead and provide updates for City of Bloomington utilities?
Sure, unless you wanted to go through in order.
Yeah, I can. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to skip Rebecca.
No problem.
So yeah, Rebecca, if you have any updates you'd like to share with everyone,
Yeah, short and sweet. It's really just reiterating Adopt a Stream orientation is coming up at the end of this month. I put the link in there to register if you know anybody who wants to register to be a part of our Adopt a Stream program. This is a partnership between CBU, Parks and Rec, as well as Monroe County Parks and Rec. And last year we had 14 active volunteers. We're hoping for at least the same turnout, if not more. So really it's just getting things ready for Adopt a Stream. And recently, Christy and myself and Autumn attended the Hoosier River Watch gathering up in Indy, where we met with other instructors. And I was speaking with Dylan Allison about getting another instructor training opportunity down here in Bloomington as kind of like a pop-up opportunity. So I'll share that with suite members as those details develop.
Thank you for those updates. So that, Christy, would you like to share it? Yeah, City of Bloomington.
I would be happy to. Yes, a few updates and a few new things. Just want to put it out there to say thank you to Volunteer Network, our volunteer network, for doing a push on Adopt a Drain. We had 8 new volunteers join us within 1 week. That was wonderful. As a matter of fact, getting back to Adopt a Stream, I know there's been some talk about CBU possibly adopting something. Liz might be able to speak more to that, but I'm wondering if that's something that others within CBU besides myself should be attending the Adopt a Stream orientation, just so I throw it out there. You know, maybe Rebecca and Liz can address that. Residential Stormwater Grants 2023. We have a public meeting coming up March 22nd, the day before the Adopt a Stream orientation. Same time, 5:30 to 7. It'll be taking place at the Utility Service Center. We hope to get a press release out about that really soon. Some things coming up. Pulling this all together, we've been discussing getting out there, visiting neighborhoods, and even doing a landscaper training. That's underway, in the works. Upcoming events. Well, first of all, I'd like to say that we are ordering a few enhancements for our endeavors out in the field when we do tabling. A table. An actual table for us. Sandwich boards. And we've even discussed the possibility of a tent. Really nice. As some of you know, I have an exhibit at the Waldron that deals with the same things that we do at work. Really no separation anymore. And that's been well received. A lot of people have been coming through and talking about stormwater. Matter of fact, the city's arts person, Holly Warren, came through Saturday night and wants to partner with us on some more endeavors like Earth Day. Earth Day, we have a tour of the Hidden River project. We're getting that together. And she wants to join in with us on that too. And before that, we have the garden fair. I reckon we can talk about that ourselves a little bit more on the 15th of April. Lots of other things coming over this summer and fall. Related education. I know we need to get maybe back to the postcard.
Sure.
Video updates, getting those approvals through, and we'll be releasing more soon. Holly's working on that right now. Weed wrangle. I may be joining one tonight. They invited me. The Environmental Commission and BCOS, I guess they're going to be at this one this afternoon from 4 to 6 at one of the city parks. Rebecca might have more information on that. And upcoming things, well, as most of us know, the MS4 annual meeting is coming up in May. So those are just a few of the highlights of the next few months. That's it.
Okay, thank you. we're going over all those, and uh, yeah, as far as Monroe County's stormwater, yeah, we have, as Christy mentioned, we have the Master Gardener Fair coming up here. I believe it's April 1st. At this Butcher Park. And then, yeah, we have a postcard project that we're working on with City of Bloomington Utilities and hope to get that finished here in the next few weeks.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah. But Liz, is there any updates you'd like to share?
Not at this point. I think Christy covered it pretty well.
Okay, thank you. Okay, and I don't believe we have anybody from the public in attendance, but I just want to bring that up. I believe that's everybody has provided an update. So unless there's anything further, I'll go ahead and we'll go ahead and close this today's meeting.
Adam, I just wanted to ask, I noticed attendance has been pretty much the same, 5 of us that are on this call right now. And I'm just curious, ever since we kind of moved to this hybrid, did we lose people? Are they just not aware of when we're meeting anymore? I just know I had met with Autumn 2 weeks ago when I mentioned Sweet. She's like, oh yeah, I kind of forgot about those. They're not on my schedule. So I just wanted to make sure Elise from Soil and, Conservation District, like there's just a lot of people, a lot of empty seats, obviously, in the room you're sitting in now. But there's my first meeting, I felt like there was 20 people in the room, and Christy and Tron, you guys can maybe speak to that, but where'd everyone go?
Yeah, it seems to be across the board everywhere these days, doesn't it?
And I just, having a representative from IU kind of made it worth. I just am asking myself, why am I coming to these meetings other than networking with the 5 of you, which is great, but it's networking with outside organizations and other divisions that I don't normally get to see or coordinate with. So I don't know. I hate to put it on you, Adam, but just maybe some direct emails to past and present members and just saying, are you still on this team? Do you have anybody else who'd be willing to join this team? Because especially IU, they're such a big player here that I know a lot of us overlap with, that if we're going to be talking about stormwater and environmental education, I feel like IU needs to be at the table.
Yeah, I miss Linda Thompson too, but I understand that she has a conflict now. They started some sort of staff meeting at the same time. Maybe we can change it to a time that's better for others. I don't know.
Yeah, that exactly. Maybe survey everyone, see if there's a better date and time that we can maximize as much as possible at the attendance. But I appreciate you bringing that up, Rebecca, because we wanted to make sure that this is networking and that people are providing events and considerations, this is a discussion so that we're filling in the gaps as best as possible. And we're just networking. I mean, if we just do that, that's alone is of value. So I'll put together a survey and maybe a combination of direct emails and like a survey just to see if it might be a better day of the week and time that I mean, personally, Mondays are for me are a little bit I have a meeting right before this, so I have to kind of finish that meeting and then set up this meeting. So but we'll figure that out here in the next few weeks. So we need to it would be better if we had more robust participation amongst Sweet members.
Yeah, and I want to echo what Rebecca is saying, because for example, Kat was asking if I could get with the soil and water conservation people for the county, because they're doing SWIP reviews of city projects, and we're having an issue with one they may be reviewed, and they're supposed to be here and they're not here. I still don't know who those people even are. Like she gave me names and was like, Hannah or this person. I was like, I don't know who those people are. So it'd be super if we could start like meeting these folks. And same
Yeah,
thing with
maybe
what
bring,
Rebecca. Oh, go ahead, Chrissy.
yeah, I hear you, Liz. You know, maybe bring it back in person. You know, I think that we lose so much. People
Yeah,
just tend to trail up, you know, otherwise.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and I mean, I would love to be in person, but just like you, Adam, I have a meeting right before this that goes till 10:30, so I just don't have time to drive down to City Hall, or I'd be 15 minutes late every time.
Yeah, that's why we might want to look at changing the time, you know?
Yeah,
Yeah,
but that's, you bring up a good point, just putting a name to a face and, you know, even like during the meeting, like right after the meeting, you can talk for a little bit, just to make sure that you're caught up with everything that you need to coordinate with that person. Just, you know, tremendous value. Thank you for bringing that up. That, yeah, it's, there's value beyond the sharing events and, you know, coordinating. We need to coordinate better.
yeah, we need to bring the energy back up again, you know, it seems like during pandemic and later, you know, people just started trailing off, but come on, let's get back with it, you know?
Yeah, well, feel like we've kind of worked through that, you know, and that we're at the point where pandemics considerations are so important, but
Yeah,
yeah, I'll put together that survey and do some direct emails and, you know, see if we can get attendance up to where it was. But okay. I don't believe we have any other items on the agenda, so unless there's anything further, I'm going to go ahead and call the meeting.
Okay.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah,
Thank
I
you,
jot-
Adam.
I
Thank you.
jotted
Have a
out
good
a few
week.
names. I'll send out a few emails to see if I can help Wrangler.
Yeah, if
I've
there's,
heard some people back here, so just jotting down some names. So
yeah, and then I think direct emails are always good because that way you kind of have a one-on-one, you know, communication with that person.
there's a good chance I'll loop you in as the conversation starts to grow, Adam. So you're aware of everything. So
Okay, I appreciate that.
all
Thanks,
right.
Ron.
See
Have a
you.
good week.
You
See ya.
too. Bye.
Bye.
I saw so